From Las Vegas, Nevada and Indianapolis, Indiana, welcome to Out of the Box with John and Tony. Now here's the host of the show, Tony Scott. Man, hey guys, welcome back to Out of the Box. I'm your host, Tony Scott. Hey, it's been a wrecking week. A couple of weeks. Actually, I had this eye chinnigitis crap going on here. I'm trying to get rid of it, trying to get some prescription new glasses, and I got the old ones out. These are like 10 years old, and I can't really see. Can't see with them, can't see without them, but I can kind of make some stuff out. And that's why. The job. My main job is I kind of try not to lose you guys' luggage. Working for the airline industry. We kind of go through different bids, and hours change, days off change, and my hours changed and my days off also changed. So that's why we're kind of doing this a little differently. I know you guys are used to Monday. I think what we're going to end up doing for the show, John and I are going to just tape it and just throw it in on Wednesday, and you guys can come back. We weren't really getting a lot of live viewers, and it's hard for us to. It's just Rod and I here at the studio, so we really needed someone to monitor the chat channel. Like if you were asking questions, and even if you did in the past, the reason we don't answer it is you got to be able to multitask a million things at one time, and it's literally impossible to do with just two people. So we're going to elect to take a different format and just go ahead and tape the show and then post the show on Wednesday. So look for it on Wednesday, you guys. And then if you have questions and comments within the video, the video portion of the show on our YouTube page, and we'll try to answer those as best as possible. Today, as I said, the last episode we were talking about creation versus evolution. Today is actually part 2 of the creation versus evolution. That has been an ongoing debate. The topic is very, very debatable. I've watched hundreds of videos on YouTube. Of course, being an avid YouTuber, watch all kinds of stuff on YouTube, and it's very debatable. And you can debate that we can do 100 shows, we can do 500 shows, we can do an infinite amount of shows on creation versus evolution, which we're not going to do. Hey, quiet that chair down. Which we're not going to do. We could touch, like I said, we'll finish part 2, but there could be part 20. Is all I'm trying to say. We're not going to keep going on creation versus evolution. I want to move into some other stuff, cuneiform-based writing system from the Sumerians, which had actually the flood, an epic flood tale, because cuneiform writing was used it was a system-based writing type system, and it wasn't actually a language. But they had, what was very interesting, they had a flood tale. Epic myth. Noah was not a flood tale, it was an actual event, but the cuneiform writing outdates the Bible by more than 1,000 years, which is I like to get into and try to figure out actually what the gist is of both the cuneiform writing, the Epic of Gilgamesh versus Noah. We'll get into that in some future episodes. Anyway, back to the creation versus evolution. Crazy. It's almost crazy. Like if someone would actually believe you come from a rock. You just don't come from a rock. A book just doesn't appear out of nowhere. A book just doesn't make itself. It takes somebody, a designer, to create that book. Designer, creator, which would be God. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. The earth was created in 6 literal days, and they rested on the 7th day. And that's biblically, it's written in a book. And everybody tries to refute that to the point of going, well, this is evolution. We need evolution. We came from something. you had Homo, whatever, ape. We didn't come from apes, or we would still be evolving from apes. But people try to portray it that way to get away from the Creator and the belief in the Bible and the belief in the Creator, which is totally nuts to me. So back again, talking to me is a good friend of mine, John Allen. How you doing, John?
Hey, doing good out here in Indy, man. I don't know that squeak was this chair. Well, I don't know what that was. Never know. It could be. Things are good though out here in Indianapolis, man. Always like to do the weather forecast. You know, everybody that's been watching watching the podcast knows I do the forecast, rather. So today it is 84 and sunny, and it's been sunny for a couple days. Had some storms. It's been rainy last weekend, but really nice day today, man. 84 and sunny, but yeah, creation evolution. It's like I said, it's a hot topic, and I said that in the plug. And you know, the thing is, I took a walk. Not to bore you guys or nothing. We'll get back with Tony in a second. But anyway, I took a walk after work on Monday, right? And I may end up posting it on my personal Facebook page. I may end up posting it on our Facebook page. But anyway, if you look at the nature that I was witnessing in the video that I was witnessing of nature, I was stopping and thinking to myself, Tony, I was thinking, there's no way that this happened by chance. All this nature, creation, the birds, the rabbits. I got videos of rabbits, birds, whatnot. Anyway, I think there's no way you could do it. It could be done by chance. It's got to be created. But yeah, I'm ready to dive back into part two and take this thing, let people, you know, think about it for a while. So I know you got a lot of biblical stuff to pull out in the reference to, so I'll send it back out there to you in Las Vegas, my friend.
Right on. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. I mean, you look at Darwin and Huxley. You know, Huxley was a big fan. Thomas Huxley was a big fan of Darwin, and you know, Darwin sails around the world and gets over to the Galapagos Islands and takes a look at all these finches and different species of finches, different kinds of finches. Comes to the conclusion that, you know, they're all related. You know, well, we're all, which is true. Mr. Darwin, Charlie, they are related to a bird. The biggest problem I think people have, and feel free, John, and this is kind of just a free ball episode here.
Sure.
Is that bird a cardinal? And a lot of people miss the point when they even debate this. And I'm not a good debater. I won't debate anybody. I'm just going to tell you that's false, and I'll tell you my reasons why it's false. Not to get into a constant debate with somebody, you know, whatever, on the internet, whatever. But a cardinal didn't come from a tree. A tree didn't come from a car. A car didn't come from a computer. A computer didn't come from a camera. A cell phone didn't come from a camera. People don't understand that if I were to list it, you could list out a whole bunch of anything, right? Just name a bunch of stuff. And then you could look at camera, the oldest camera in the world and the newest camera in the world. That from point A to point B is not evolution. It's creation. And a lot of people I think miss that. For some reason I don't know why they're missing it, but you need somebody to create, because somebody created the telephone, Alexander Graham Bell. Okay, good, great. He created that telephone and whatever telephone he had in that current day. Now you go to today and look at a cell phone. Well, what Alexander Graham Bell created back then to now was not, this cell phone didn't evolve from that. Somebody in 2018, 2017, whenever if a new cell phone was made today and I made it, I created it. It never evolved from anybody. And that's kind of the thing that I think a lot of people are missing. And I hear Ken Hovind say it all the time. There's kinds. God made animals according to their kind, and they produce from their kind. So you're not going to have Lucy the ape swim in the ocean, screw some fish, and out comes some goofy fish walking mammal. You got people, and I know that there's going to be millions of people out there, and I want millions of viewers that are going to understand that. People have to get it. You don't see a giraffe walking in the San Diego Zoo, screwing some chimp, and out come a chimp-a-giraffe. You don't see that. For all you people, evolutionary people, get off that wagon, because it doesn't work. It doesn't fit. That's all I'm saying. Evolution requires a large amount of time. And you people seem to think it takes millions. Number one is you don't even have that much time. You basically have 6,000 years. Which is interesting to me. I watched a program yesterday, can't tell you the title of it, it was last night, on a cave that was found, and hominoid evidence was found, bones. And they're saying, yeah, that was probably about 4 or 5 million years old. And I just went, wait a minute. How did you get 4 or 5 million years? Did you just get the word million because the word million actually exists? I can write on a piece of paper million and show it to you. I just wrote million because I know million. Million's a long time. Where did you get the million? You have no solid proof ever, and you never will, of millions of years. But it's interesting to see that they have this skull, and how they dig around it and get it out and saying it's this and it's 1 million years old. Whatever. It's interesting to say that's where did we come from? So, I mean, that's what they get to that point, saying, well, we came from this ape who never knew any language, walks, that's 1 year, keeps producing second year. Okay, now let's speed it up. Keeps producing 100 years. Okay, well, keeps producing 1,000 years, keeps producing 10,000, if I can just say 10,000, and I'm only going into the future. So 10,000 years from now, if you have that ape producing, you're never going to produce a human, no matter how you look at it. It's not going to start talking.
Yeah, that's a good point. Even the people that don't believe the 6,000 year thing, but you stepped on a great point right there. We've been around for, they say, our man species. Cro-Magnon man is basically what we are. We evolved from what they say is a Cro-Magnon man, right? Okay. We haven't changed much from the Cro-Magnon man, which the Cro-Magnon man was what? A couple thousand years ago, or more? Say 6,000. Say 6,000 years ago, Cro-Magnon man was on the earth. We have not evolved from the Cro-Magnon man, really. Maybe our language has gotten a little bit better, but we're the same species. So my point is, with evolution, we would be changing. Man hasn't really changed from this form since Cro-Magnon man. You get where I'm going?
Right.
So Cro-Magnon man, okay, they say we come from really Cro-Magnon man. Cro-Magnon man is basically us, human beings. Okay, Neanderthal man, that's something different. He was a man, maybe a subspecies of man. I'm not sure. I'm not going to really go into that right now. But if you just look at Cro-Magnon man, we have really not changed at all since Cro-Magnon man. Cro-Magnon man, I'd have to look it up real quick, but Cro-Magnon man supposedly been on the earth for several thousands of years. And if evolution is true, we'd be changing. I mean, we'd all be getting taller, longer, balder.
See, that's...
I don't know. Maybe we are, but I don't see the evolution. And real quick, Tony, drastic evolution. There's no, like you said, a giraffe, say a giraffe mates with an ape or whatever, whatever. If we all come from one species, basically, the bottom line is we'd be one generic species. I don't see all these branches of species.
Well, you know what?
That's where I lean. That's why I lean towards creation.
You know what we could do, and I just thought about this, and I've never seen it done, and we're going to do it today. It's just vote an idea. So everybody thinks that we come from something in the past. Okay, here's my theory for everybody, just to take a look at. Here's the idea. Okay, so is it possible that, say, from 2018 plus 4,000 years, that we are going to create from our species Cro-Magnon man? So your children and their children's 1,000 times. Eventually, there's going to come a time when they are going to produce Cro-Magnon man.
Oh, you mean like the DNA comes back?
All I'm saying is reverse the process. So say that you and your wife get together and you have a baby, but it's all hairy and it's Cro-Magnon man. It's Cro-Magnon baby. Well, let me tell you something.
It could be in my case, though. Look, all kidding aside.
That's never going to happen because we didn't come from Cro-Magnon man. It's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Cro-Magnon man, Cro-Magnon woman, screw each other. They have Cro-Magnon baby. Okay. Now I just want to tell you that's called kind. K-I-N-D. Kind. Cro-Magnon baby grows up, screws another Cro-Magnon baby, or a grown up Cro-Magnon whatever child, teenager, however you want to call it, adult, and they have a kid. Well, they're not having a kid that's an American. As a matter of fact, they're not having a kid that's Chinese in any race that's current on the planet. That's all I'm saying. You guys got to take a look at that. Reverse it. And you're going to go, well, that's stupid, man. My wife had a baby the other day, and oh my God, I was in the delivery room and Cro-Magnon baby came out. Does that make sense? Do you people in the world and audience, do you understand that? I'm hoping you do, because it's crazy. Because you're going to go, well, that's crazy. My wife just gave birth, and it's a baby. It's human. We're American, so we bring forth our kind. American. It's American. So yeah, that's crazy. So on the flip side of the coin, it would be crazy for anybody on this planet today to think you came from Cro-Magnon man.
Well, I guess my point with the Cro-Magnon man is like, okay, there's definitely a difference between Cro-Magnon and Neanderthal. And Cro-Magnon was like us, as far as like the human species, like just like us, basically the same thing. And my point I'm trying to make, whether we came from it or not, is that we haven't, as human beings like you and I sitting here right now, we haven't, our kind, the human being that's existence right now, the point I'm trying to make is has not changed in over thousands of years. So my point, going back to it, whether it's Cro-Magnon man or whatever, say it's Tony Scott man or John Allen man, we haven't changed as a human, as modern humans of today hasn't changed the last several thousand. So that tells me that evolution is not working.
That's correct.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
That's correct.
Evolution's not working, so it's more of a creation.
Right.
So say God created Cro-Magnon man, or whatever you want to call it, man. Let's just say man for the sake of argument. Okay, God created man. Man has not changed since God created man. You know what I'm saying?
That's correct.
So I'll leave Cro-Magnon man out of it, Neanderthal man, whatever. So God created man, and there you go.
That's
but
correct.
We haven't changed. So yeah, I guess that's kind of, I want to clarify it. You know,
right. Because even if we were to change, if we had the ability to change, it's not from a natural selection process. It would be scientists going, okay, we got this DNA structure in the microscope. Okay, now I'm just going to add something to it. I'm going to change something in the DNA so that when a kid is born, a child is born, that change is going to take place. whatever change it may be. It could be anything. It could be 18 eyes, 45 legs, an arm, whatever.
Scary. Yeah.
Somebody would have to change the DNA. So that makes it makes an interesting topic, even biblically, because the Bible doesn't talk about Cro-Magnon man. Although I ran across, it doesn't talk about Cro-Magnon man. It doesn't talk about Neanderthals. Although Job may have been a Neanderthal.
Yeah. Explain that theory, Tony. We talked about that. But explain your idea of that.
I can't even begin to think about how that is. But the only thing, if we did come from that type of Neanderthalic structure, God would have had it created it. Okay, so He creates the male and creates the female. But when you look back to Genesis 1, when man was created in the image of God, from the dust of the ground, He created Adam. He didn't create Cro-Magnon Adam. It was Adam. Now, I don't know for sure, and nobody on this planet knows for sure, what Adam was. He was a being. So you take the dust of the ground and you take God breathing into the dust, created this being. The Bible doesn't say, yeah, he was Chinese. Adam was Chinese. Adam was African. Adam was Cro-Magnon, Neanderthal. Adam was Eskimo Indian. Adam was Adam was an Indian, or Adam was anything. He was a being. So whatever type of being that is, those were the beings that when Adam and Eve got together and God said multiply, so they did, so they did, so they did, so they did. They're multiplying their kind. Those beings, now the whole earth is going to be filled with that type of being, whichever it is. So,
and it's interesting because you're right. The Bible doesn't say, it just says man.
No, it doesn't. It does. It says man.
Yeah.
Man is a three-letter word for 1,000 different. How many beings do we have on the planet?
Right. Human beings.
How many races? Right. Cultural races do we have?
Tony, you're right. The Cro-Magnon man, the Neanderthal man, all these names are created by man. As far as that's a scientific term of a skeleton fossil finding. But when you're talking biblically, it just says man.
It says man.
Interesting, yeah.
So we came from, where we came from, you would have to, and you should be able to, as long as there's data in libraries, you should be able to take your ancestry, my ancestry, Rod's ancestry, and date it all the way back to Noah. You should be able to do that.
Oh, yeah.
You should be able to take that genealogy all the way back.
Yeah.
Interesting. But it is interesting. Where do these Homo sapien, homopods, like I said, when I watched that video, that whole tree was homo this, homo this, homo this, homo this, homo this. And then on the far branch out here was homo us. The Homo sapien race. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where did that first one come from? Well, if that's hard to say, because I like I said, okay, maybe the Bible left that out. Okay, and just said, well, God says, well, you don't really need to know about that. That's just something you guys may find out later, and you're going to struggle with it, which we currently are. But God would have to made Neanderthal, right? And then they can come and go. Neanderthal male, Neanderthal female, whichever you want to look at. It has to be male and female, and then they carry their kinds wherever they carry them. I'm trying to get this because this is.
Well, it's really weird, Tony. While you're straightening up the mic, it blows your mind to think about it, because, like you said, according to biblical scripture, which I believe in the Bible, well, the thing is, like you said, one man, one woman started the population of the earth. Adam and Eve. Like you said, it doesn't go into detail on where science is finding with the evolution part. Science is finding skeletons. I mean, skeletons are there of different species, of human being species. But I guess my point is this too: God created many types of horses, and like we talked about the first episode, many types of dogs, but they're all canine. They're all canine family. It's still like a dog is a dog, a horse is a horse, a cat is a cat. You get it. A human being is a human being. So I'm not sure. Like I said, whether they the subspecies of the human being. But like I said, going back to evolution, I don't believe that we evolved from a single amoeba. Every species on the planet and every species in the universe evolved from a single cell animal. I have a hard time believing that. There's more proof today that creation was started by a supreme being, not by coincidence. You know, you talk to people that believe in evolution, I say, okay, how did it start? Oh, it just started. I know I said this in the last episode, but that's what they do. They say, oh, I don't know, it just happened. And then I'll say, well, God created it. Well, how do you know there's a God? Well, how do you know that things just started? So we have this argument back and forth all the time with creation believers and evolution believers, people. And one note real quick before I let you talk. I said this on the plug, and I want to say it on our show, Tony. I want you guys to please subscribe, or not subscribe. Well, subscribe would be great, but please comment below. Just let us know if you believe in creation or if you believe in evolution. I would like, personally myself, and I'll tally it up. I just want to tally up the difference. I want to hear the responses. I want to hear your comments. Do you believe in creation? Tell us why. Believe in evolution? Tell us why. You don't have to write a paragraph. If you want to write a paragraph, go ahead. You don't have to. You just say, well, I believe in creation because I believe in God. Good enough. Evolution people can say, I believe in evolution because I believe in science. I believe in the Big Bang Theory and whatnot. I'm just kind of curious we'll do a poll and see. We just want your feedback. So please comment below, guys. So, but yeah, Tony, I'll let you.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, you can't go to a graveyard with a huge dump truck and something to scoop up all these car parts, old cars and all that stuff into this dumpster and this dump truck. Take the dump truck into an acre of nothing but dirt, right? Okay, and then dump it and go, okay, if evolution works, if evolution is correct, 10,000 years from now, that'll become a BMW.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. It kills me because I think, and I may be using the wrong word, I don't know, but I think people misrepresent the name or the word evolution. It's all misrepresented because you can't put science into evolution because science is, you have to have, it's observational. It's science becomes true. It's reality. I'm taking a test tube of this and a test tube of this on camera, and everybody's watching me, and I'm going to take both these things, test tubes of liquids, and I'm going to put it into a third test tube, and it's going to foam up and come out. So they do it, and it's on camera, right? And we're visually seeing this happen. It's reality. I call it reality. Scientists probably call it something else. And so it comes out, oh yeah, true. So you take substance A, substance B, put it into test tube C, substance C comes out as a foam. Okay, that's observation, we just saw it, it works, that's science. Evolution, yeah, we came, millions of years, we came from this family of apes over here. Oh yeah, where's your observation? Did you observe it? Throughout the millions of years, did you observe it?
That's true.
Well, that answer right there is no. Okay, so then that's not science. That evolution becomes a religion of something that you believe in.
It's a theory.
Creation is
Somebody's
the
theory.
same thing. Creation is a religion that is something that you believe in.
Yeah, that's right.
They
Yeah.
both hold the same weight. It's just that one of them requires millions of years. The other one stands true, says you only have 6,000. So until you get to the 6,000, you can't enter the playground, folks. So
Yeah, you're right. That was a great observation.
get
Great.
to the
Very good.
6,000 years, and we'll take a look at it. We'll say, yeah,
Well,
oh, yeah.
yeah, you're right, Tony. It's like you're right. People that are the evolutionists say, "Man, you're crazy. Believe in God. There's no such thing. Nothing happened in 6,000 years. It took longer than that." No different than saying there was a big bang, something caused it. It took, millions of years, billions of years, and we came from this little rock, and it just all happened, and I'll turn into an ape, and maybe it turns into an ape, turns into me. Okay,
Right.
you're right. They're both thoughts.
Yeah. See,
I have to go with creation again, because I believe in intelligent and a very advanced intelligent processes took place to actually create. I think things are created. That it just doesn't happen by coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. I'm like George Norrie. I do not believe in coincidences.
right.
I believe in things happening for a reason and things starting by something, which in my case is God. Okay, your case is God. The prophets witnessed and very holy men witnessed things that happened, wrote it down in books, which is called Bible.
There you go.
So we have to go with that. When I say we, I see you and I, Tony, and thousands of other people that believe in the Bible. And people that don't believe in the Bible, that's fine. We're not here, like you said, we're not here to debate you. We're not here to say you're wrong, we're right. We're here to kind of make you think about it. The evolutionists think about it. Creationists are on our side. We want people to think about it on the evolution side, because if you just, like I said, I went out and walked in the woods. Now, guys, come on, think about this, man. If you really walk in the woods and look at the nature and look at the wonder of the planet, do you really think this all just happened by coincidence? No, I don't think so. Any thoughts, Tony?
Oh yeah, no, it did.
Add to that.
It's not nothing happened by coincidences. Everything it was all created, and there's a reason it was all created. And of course, people blame people. I think one of the when you look at we look at somebody who doesn't believe in God, it's because at one point in time they probably did, and they prayed. Prayers never got answered. They never really truly believed, so they blame, and the blame becomes, I don't believe no more because you didn't do this. Well, number one is God's not to blame. Man is to blame. God created everything perfect. Adam and Eve, the world, the star, the sun, everything perfect. Adam and Eve, perfect, right? Boom, boom, go out and multiply. Satan comes down, or Lucifer, fell out of heaven, came down. Surely you will not die. Well, that was the first lie of the first lie of the entire planet. And then that fall between Eve eating the pomegranate fruit, it was probably a fruit, whatever. They weren't supposed to be, sure it was not an apple, but it was probably a pomegranate type fruit. Gave it to Adam, and hey, we'll know good from evil, and boom, boom, boom. Then they became shameful, and God said, okay, I got to give you some stuff here. You just screwed up everything. Now you're going to go back to the dust of the ground. You had it made, and you would have lived forever, but now you're not. So God said, this is what's going to happen to you. Boom, bam. Okay, that's what's going to happen to you. But they lived many, many, many hundreds of years later and started making the planet, and making all this stuff. And the point I'm getting at is people blame. You can't blame Let's see if I can get this. I heard this the other day. I get in a car crash, right? I'm driving a Chevy, I get in a car crash. Next thing you know, I'm in court suing Chevy because I got in a car crash. Well, that's
right.
Stupid. You got in a car crash. You got in a car crash because it's your own damn fault.
Yeah, that's a great.
Don't blame God. God's not going to say, "Oh, well, my child's deformed." Well, don't blame God. Well, why doesn't God do anything about it? It's because it wasn't God's fault. Read your Bible. Read your Bible. Everything was good until sin came along. It's not God's fault. If you honestly, truly believe and you pray to God and it's in your heart, you'd be surprised what you can get fixed. Now, you may not fix epilepsy, Tourette's, you may not fix thousands of other diseases, but let me tell you one thing, is medicine's not going to fix them. It's not, and Ken Hovind said this the other day, and see if I can reiterate and say what I'm not going to get it right, but it's not the disease, it's actually what the human anatomy, not the anatomy, it's what you're lacking. So a best cure for cancer would be apricot seeds. Eat millions of them. Cures cancer. Look it up. Look that up. It's not what you have, it's what you don't, it's what you're lacking. You know, God said there's fruits, vegetables, and the seeds. Keep you healthy.
I heard kiwi seeds help cancer too. Kiwi seeds, I heard too. So, speaking of seeds.
So my main issue is people try to blame God, and God's not to blame.
Yeah, I got family members that do that. Not my folks, of course, but that blame God. Well, I prayed, like you said, I prayed. I maybe kind of get off the creation thing, but it's related to God.
It's all related.
Yeah, creation is related to God. So hang in there with us, audience. Here's the thing. People say, well, I prayed to God, that this would happen. And it happened. A bad thing happened. And I keep telling them, well, it's not God. It's not God. Like you just said, everything you just said was correct, Tony. It's not God to blame. So stop blaming God, folks.
Mankind to blame.
There's an entity called Lucifer, which is God's rival, and he's trying to do everything he can to disrupt this planet. He's going to have you believing that's God's fault.
Well, that's all I got to say about that. It's a good thing you mentioned.
That's all I got to say about that.
It's a good thing you mentioned that, because go read the book of Job, and you'll understand. Anybody out there, just start with Job chapter 1 and get all the way to Job chapter probably 41, 42. Read that, and you'll see the interaction between Lucifer, God, and Job. That's all I'm going to say, and I'll talk more about that much later. But you'll start to understand. You'll understand. You'll start to understand.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
It's long. It's long, and it's like I said. I don't have 20 hours to go over the book of Job. I would need the Bible to go over the book of Job. But to reiterate what you said about, there is some talk that I heard about Job being Neanderthal. Now I'm going to have to go to the Bible, get it out, figure out where Neanderthal even fits into the Bible, because we talk about creation and people want to believe we come from that. Okay, well, you got, like I said, you got to go back to the beginning, Adam and Eve, and then spread that tree out until you find Neanderthal man. Well, number one is you're not going to find him. Okay, here's my work for everybody out there that believes the Bible. I believe it literally. So here's the work for you guys. We need to look at the fall of Lucifer and the third of the angels who fell to earth, the current planet that you're living on. Now, is there any way that in that fall, when they mated with the daughters of men, created giants, the Nephilim? We'll touch base on that much later in our programs and episodes to come. Could that offspring from the fallen ones to human females produce something that was similar to the Neanderthal? Don't know.
It's interesting the thoughts though. Yeah. Yeah.
But like I'm saying, you got to be careful with that side of the fence, because once Job comes out, well, Job believed in God. He walked, he believed. The problem with Job is when Satan came back, I keep calling him Satan, Lucifer had constant contact with God. God goes, well, what do you think of my servant Job? Pretty good guy, huh? Well, let me get a hold of him. I'm pretty sure I can get him to curse your name. God goes, yeah, go ahead. Skin turns black. His whole family dies. Job was a very, very rich man. Lost all his riches. Job never cursed God. And guess what Job got back? He got everything back.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful
yeah.
You got to be careful with that's just Job in a nutshell. But you got to be careful with the fallen ones creating another race.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. Yeah.
Don't know. It could be.
Yeah.
It very well could be. You could take a species of, let's go back to the ape thing. Say you take Neanderthal woman and me. I could go mate with her. We're of the same kind.
I can't help but giggle, but
we're the same kind, but she could produce something that was in between her and I, and produce something else.
Yeah.
Could be.
Because the genes are very close in the gene pool. Yeah.
Could be. You're not gonna, like a giraffe's not gonna go mate with an elephant and have a,
right.
girelephant.
A girelephant.
Whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, just to iterate real quick, Tony, when you were saying that, it's like, the giraffe and elephant thing's not going to work.
Right.
That would be weird anyway. But the horse and the zebra do, because they're a horse species.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, so the Neanderthal and human beings like us, they're close enough in species. But getting back to the Bible, yeah, I mean, that's something, and I'm going to have to invite my pastor on a show sometime and talk about some things, and maybe help us clear things up when it comes to biblically, as far as what his input is on questions like that, like where did subspecies of man come from? All from God? I believe from God. I don't know, and how does that fit into the Bible? That's a whole different show, but
yeah, it is.
Yeah, but the creation, getting back to creation and evolution, though, I have to, like I said, and everybody knows this already. I have to stick with creation. There's just too much. To me, there's too much. There's more proof of creation than evolution. And like I said in our first episode on this subject, I talked about why can't the two kind of marry hand in hand a little bit. And when I say that, I mean, like, God creates, okay? God creates. Hang with me. God creates, and then as God's creating, He is evolving through the power of God. He is evolving His species that He created, okay? So evolution as an involvement, or evolution as evolving, rather, instead of like a Big Bang Theory, that whole thing. I'd rather look at it this way, my own opinion. God creates, bottom line, God creates, and then God will modify or evolute His creations. I mean, why can't God do that? Okay, say pretend like I'm a car god. Okay, I won't say that. I'll say, okay, pretend I'm Henry Ford. I invented, or I perfected an automobile. And as years go on, I changed the automobile. I just evolved the automobile. It wasn't evolution, because Henry Ford makes a Ford just like a Mustang. It's evolved from 1964 and a half to today. It's still a Mustang. It's still a car, but it's evolved. But my point is, think about this. Henry Ford created it. So same thing with God. God creates all living beings, all living things. Why can't God? Who's to say God can't modify? That's just my thought. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Henry Ford made the Mustang car. The Mustang car has changed from 1964 to 2018. It's changed. Okay, I mean, there you go. But it's still a car. It's still a Mustang. Evolution didn't change that. In other words, the car didn't change its models throughout the years by itself. Creator did it. The people that create the automobile did it. Does that make sense? That's kind of like a basic comparison.
It does. I mean? Because, like I said, people. It makes sense, except for you can't use the word evolve or evolution because that doesn't work. It's incorrect. That's why I say people misrepresent that word.
What would you call it? I would call it what? Modify?
Well, you could
change, or I mean, what would you call that?
You can take you and I and then build something, and then take you and I 100 years and go, man, that wasn't quite right. Let's change it to this.
So change would be
change and modification. The old model doesn't work. We have a new model that's going to modify that has air conditioning. Okay, now, well, that model is not working, so we have a new model that is more efficient in whatever it's efficient in. So from Model A to however long you want to go, there's no such thing as this evolving into this.
So it didn't evolve; it just changed. So God changed man, right?
Well, God didn't change anything. God created man. God created Adam and Eve, produce, multiply, blah blah blah. Okay, sin, boom. Okay, good. God goes, I'm frustrated with you guys. I'm killing all of you. So Noah, grab your patrons and build this ark. Took them 120 years to build it. I'm creating a flood. I'm smoking everybody. So he did. And then Noah comes out, and then Noah, again, round 2, multiply the face of the earth. So that's how we come from Noah's generation. So it's not.
So like
it's not God. God's not going to evolve anything. He's just going to. He created everything, and then I've heard this. It's gonna run its course. Now, God can interact in our society. I believe that. I believe He can interact, and whether He's going to change something, I'm going to try to put it as simple. I can put things very difficult for you to never understand, or I can try to put it as simple as I can for you to possibly understand. God creates lightning and a thunderstorm to change something. That's all best I can do for you. If God's going to change something, there used to be a house on a mountain, pretty much going to create a thunderstorm, and the next day there's wiped out, gone.
Yeah, that's what they call an act of God.
Change. Now, in order for the human race to change drastically from a penny to a dime, God's going to have to go, okay, well, I need something new down there. Pop, okay, there's an AI. Okay, good. Pop, there's another AI. So those AIs are going to get together and multiply. Okay, good. I got that. That's changing. That's cool. Okay, great. He hasn't done that. Do
you think, I mean, this is just outside the box, the show. Do you think God will change man?
No.
Just your own thoughts. So you think no, it's not going to happen.
He's not changing man into anything. What he's going to do is going to kill everybody again. I know that much. He already killed once. He killed once.
Well, the earth with fire. Next time it's supposed to be fire.
Yeah, the earth is reserved for fire because he said he's never going to destroy the earth by water again.
And something interesting, man. It seems like it's happening already, man. You know, Greece is on fire, California's on fire. And Hawaii's on fire with volcanoes. I mean, this is kind of weird, you know. It's like weather's
That's not
changing.
exactly the way it's going to go, but it's.
I'm with you. It's just kind of weird.
I don't pretty much believe any of that. But if you believe in Christ, and Christ says the end days are going to be that of the days of Noah.
Yeah, it's going to be real quick. Yeah.
So you can take everything that you just said and push it up, and escalate it to the point where it's just going to go kaboom, and everything goes.
There's no stopping. Yeah, no stopping.
Yeah, there's no stopping it. So that could be attributed to the I'm not saying to the end times. It could have something to do with it. Maybe yes, maybe no. I can't. I'm not a
we
prophet.
don't know for sure. Yeah, we don't know
I'd
for
love
sure.
to be a. I'd love to be a prophet. I told God the other day.
Yeah.
I love to prophesy. I love to say, the sun and the moon are going to go dark. Oh, okay.
Well, Tony, do you think that things are starting though to ramp up as far as like? I know we're getting off evolution and creation a little bit, but biblically related. Do you think it's the start of the end?
Start of the end. Some people think it is. My personal opinion, the end times are going to be pretty hectic. And Ken Hovind thinks, I got to get his timeline, but he seems to think that it's beginning to happen. But if you read the Bible, you got to look at there's certain things that have to happen before the other things start to happen. So you got to look at that. The Bible says there's going to be not a declaration. There's going to be a call to rebuild the temple of Jerusalem. The temple, it hasn't been done yet. It hasn't been done yet. So if you forget that,
right? But I think it's going to happen soon.
Oh, the Bible says
that's just my own thing. I'm kind of with Ken. I kind of think it's the beginning of the end.
Could be. I mean,
that's just my own personal thing.
And, if you're walking around at 12 o'clock noon and the sun and the moon go dark, well, you better hold on to your hat. You better pray to God.
Be ready, right? Well, if you believe, Bible believing people say, and I've heard this and it's true, you should be ready at any time because it'll come like a thief in the night, talking about Christ. So you should be ready at any time.
All right.
Should be ready now. We don't know. We just don't know. We don't know. Like I said, Tony and I are prophets. We just give our humble opinions.
Yeah.
Humbling opinions.
You got to have that Antichrist come out and start deceiving the world. That hasn't happened.
The thing is, things going to happen. Some people think Donald Trump's the Antichrist, but I'm not going to go there.
He's the furthest thing. If Donald Trump's the Antichrist, I'm Britney Spears. I'll say it again. If Donald Trump's the Antichrist, I'm Britney Spears.
Well, Britney Spears.
Hey, everybody! Oops, I did it again.
Britney Spears did shave her head once. Oh, okay.
Donald Trump's not the Antichrist. Sorry.
No, I honestly don't believe that either.
Nope.
Some people do, but I don't. Yeah.
Well, they can believe whatever they want.
But yeah, that's true. That's true. That's the beauty of the country. But
we're at as a matter of fact, we never timed everything. I just got an update on it from Rod. We're at our 50-minute mark. So.
Yeah, I think we got. Yeah,
I had no clue. Like I said, guys, we started this thing at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock at whatever time we did it.
I think it's like 20.
We started monitoring the time, so now we just did it. So anyway, guys, I'm not going to end the show just yet, but yeah, like evolution, two TVs. One's creation, one's evolution. Turn the evolution TV off, okay? Get over here. Here, there's a glass. Oh man, I wish I had another glass. A plastic glass. Glass.
The glass.
There's no evolution here.
This is the plastic glass.
Somebody made the plastic glass. Somebody made the glass. You get it? A ball of clay, a nice vase at your local department store, wherever the hell you go to shop for vases. Okay, go there. Okay, go there with the ball of clay and go find your favorite vase and set the clay next to the favorite vase. Come back the next day. And if evolution can't be corrected one day, come back 20 years. Let's come back 1,000. If you can be, if you can stay alive 1,000 years, come back, and that clay is going to be that fancy vase. No, it's not. I'm just trying to get a point to you. A ball of clay is not going to magically morph into this vase. It's going to take you or somebody else to start modeling the clay into a nice vase, let it harden, or put your inscriptions in there or whatever you got to put in there and let it. You made it. A creator made that. It's not going to make itself. Right. Here, I'll give you a real big example before we close this show here. Just real quick here. Piece of paper, right? I'll just lay it here on this table, and then next show we'll see if it evolves into a paper airplane. It's never going to evolve into a paper airplane, folks. No matter if you stick it outside and let a tornado hit it. It may be all crumpled up and may fly a little chinnagettis like a whatever, but evolution is never going to do that, guys.
It may fly, but it won't be a plane.
Creation will. If you create it, it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, those are very good points, Tony, and I agree with you 100%. I really feel, like I said, my humble opinion, I'm just good John Allen out here in Indy. It's creation, folks. I mean, you got to look at the way things are set up on this planet. Just look at everything.
Sure.
Do you think it just – my whole thing, bottom line is, do you think it all was coincidence? Like George Norrie, I don't believe in coincidences, and I don't believe that this planet was made by evolution and it just happened, just so happened. It didn't just so happen. That's not my thoughts on it. But
well, you know what you said.
you
said comment on the evolution and creation, what you believe in. Here's one for you, because I don't know where they get this from. Even the evolutionists, they say it takes millions of years. Where do you think they got millions of years? I don't know.
You're right.
It's in the dictionary, right? I can verbally say million. I can say 1. I can say 50. Let's put the two together. 100, 150, 150 million. Oh yeah, 150 million. Cool. Oh hey, why stop there? 4.7 billion. The Earth was created 4.7 billion years ago.
Yeah, how did they get the timeline?
Well, how did they come up
with the timeline?
If you actually look at it, if you look at publication, I got this the other day. My earplug is getting all shinnigatus here. It was rubbing against this my wireless mic here. If you look at publication, the Earth used to be 20 million years old, right? Or it used to be X amount of millions of years old. And as time goes on, each publication puts the Earth even older, and the Earth's getting older and older and older. So we're currently at 4.7 billion years. So say, let's check back with everybody 10 years from now. So did it ever get any older? Where are you guys getting this from?
Yeah, it's all kind of guesswork, you know. I mean,
I say one thing: ignorance is bliss. You can't fix stupidity.
Right.
And if you believe in evolution, I guess I can't fix you because you're just plain stupid.
Or misinformed.
You guys can either love me or hate me. Trust me.
Tony's a little bit more bolder than I am on it, guys. But that's okay. It's okay.
I don't care. I don't deal.
Contrast of the show.
I don't deal in the worldly deeds of people who live in the world. I live in the world, but I don't participate in the worldly deeds. And I could really give a care less what you think about me. But I am a fantastic person to get to know. Once you get to know me, I'm fantastic, awesome.
Oh yeah,
Got a good heart. Got a good heart. I'm not afraid to call you stupid.
I've known you for over 40 years.
Yeah, well, John and I, we cut it up. We should start our own show, just a cut-up show. We did this, John and I did this, not the video, because we never had video back then, and we probably could, but it cost too much money. But we started doing it on cassette tapes, and we mocked everybody, and we were just mimicking everybody, making fun of people. And
more comedic.
Yeah. Man, we should have still did that, because I heard a radio show this morning on the way to where the hell I was going. I don't know what I was doing. Anyway, it reminded me of you and I going over doing our own radio show. And you never know. Yep. You might just hear my voice over the radio cutting people to bits.
Well, I think Tony's audio is out. I can't hear it, but I'm going to continue. I think that, yeah. Well, you never know the future. We might do a spin-off show with something a little more comedic. But anyway, I don't know how much time we got. I think we got about maybe 4 minutes. I got to let you wrap it up, or unless you want me to wrap it up. I can't hear your audio. Not sure what happened. But anyway, I can't hear your audio. Anyway, you want me to close it? I can say all right. Okay, guys, it's been good. It's been a good show. Creation Evolution, comment below. Let us know if you are a creationist or an evolutionist. We need the comments. Hit the comments. And we'll let you know what we're going to do on the next show on the podcast. But hey, for John Allen, Tony Scott, we'll see you next time.